the bathroom, guy. If you give us a second, we'll take you to the station. You want to use the bathroom, okay? We'll take it quick. Is that fair? Yeah. All right. Deal with this officer from your right here. Damn, what?
Of the law, the right decision was made. It's just that it's a damn shame that he gets to lean on the letter of the law. And the state of Nevada and the parole committee had to lean on the letter of the law because he's somebody that I believe doesn't only deserve to be in jail, he deserved to be under the jail.
Tank is done. Tank is hung him up. Shoes off. Get the bag. Put a plaque up. He done. Tank is done.
When you say done, you mean like not fighting anymore?
Tank is checked out mentally. Tank is gone mentally. Tank looking for the big bag, of Jake Paul, Pacquiao, something solar, and he's looking to, hey, I'll see you later. Tank is standing. He's not gonna fight Shakur Stevenson at all. At all. I don't care how much money Turkey offered, give him 4 Lamborghinis, whatever. Tank ain't taking that.
When news broke that Gervonta Tank Davis's fight with Jake Paul was canceled, the entire boxing world froze. This wasn't a simple delay or a minor contract problem. This time the situation was serious. Just days before the event, Tank was hit with a civil lawsuit accusing him of domestic abuse, kidnapping, and assault. And within hours, Jake Paul's team and Netflix shut everything down. The matchup was expected to be one of the biggest crossover fights of the decade, boxing's wildest star against YouTube's biggest self-made showman, but instead it turned into complete chaos. As things stand, it appears Tank's career may be in real danger, so here's a clear look at what happened, what these allegations could mean, and whether this might truly be the end for him.
Be 1 foot in, 1 foot out too. What are you talking about? You know how much money he got? You know how hard it is getting out that bed to go run early in the morning in gym for hours, and you know you looking at 20 million easy. You own all this real estate. You rich. You don't have to do this ever again. Then the compounding interest, like let's say 20 million in the bank. He get 5% off of that, so he probably making $500,000 in interest. He's not even spending his money. So it's like, hell yeah, he out of here. What? He gone.
It began just 2 weeks before fight night, while Gervonta Davis was fully focused on training for what was expected to be a massive Netflix event in Miami. Then the lawsuit hit. According to filings in Miami-Dade court, Davis's ex-girlfriend, Courtney Russell, accused him of battery, aggravated assault, kidnapping, and false imprisonment, claiming he attacked her at her workplace, a Miami nightclub, and that this wasn't the first time. The suit states there were at least 4 earlier incidents where Tank allegedly assaulted and choked her. She's now seeking both compensatory and punitive damages and says she's receiving treatment for PTSD as a result of the alleged abuse.
Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis, the fight is in jeopardy. There's another, yes, I said another domestic abuse allegation against Gervonta Davis, and that may either destroy, postpone, change the entire event. There's been a lot of allegations against Tank. When things like this happen over and over, I think this is his 4th or maybe 5th allegation of domestic abuse, you kind of start to have to look at the person that's being accused of such and go, why do you keep ending up in these situations? And the way it's described, we've even seen Tank do some of the things already on camera. I don't think that's something that Netflix is wanting to be a part of at that point. I don't know if Jake wants to be involved with somebody like that, which is why they're starting to look for potential replacement.
That was all it took for Jake Paul's team to panic. Most valuable promotions put out a statement the next day saying they were reviewing the situation, but behind the scenes their decision came quickly. Within 48 hours, the event was canceled, with the company adding that Jake Paul would still headline a Netflix show in 2025. In other words, they dropped Tank immediately. And if this had been Tank's first legal problem, fans might have been more forgiving, but it wasn't. Over the past few years, Gervonta Davis's legal troubles outside the ring have repeatedly overshadowed his achievements inside it.
Champion boxer Gervonta Tank Davis out of jail tonight. The famous South Florida fighter bonded out less than an hour ago.
Now he's accused of assaulting his ex-girlfriend in front of their children. CBS News Miami's Trish Christakis is live at the jail in West Miami-Dade with details on the allegations against.
In 2020, he was arrested on domestic violence charges after a viral video showed him grabbing the mother of his child by the neck at a charity event, and in 2022 he was arrested again for a similar incident. though that case was ultimately dropped.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And in 2023, he was sentenced to 90 days of house arrest and 3 years of probation for a hit-and-run that injured 4 people in Baltimore, a situation that already had fans wondering if Tank was losing control. He even ended up spending part of that sentence in jail after violating the terms of his house arrest.
Tank Davis, he got arrested. I mean, any thoughts on that one?
You did, huh? Again?
Yeah, again.
Hey, look, I actually like Tank Davis. He's a good, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter, a great fighter, actually. He's one of my favorites. Just get your... That's it, basically. Just shit, you don't hit women, man. Yeah!
Now, in 2025, this new lawsuit adds an even more damaging layer to his history, creating a situation that could completely break whatever remains of his public image. As soon as the lawsuit became public, everything shifted. Jake Paul's promoter, Nakisa Bidarian, released a firm statement saying MVP stands firmly against any form of violence and would cut ties with the fighter altogether.
That they were officially canceling the fight, saying Most Valuable Promotions immediately initiated an investigation. No, I had the wrong one. Okay, I'm reading this one. Most Valuable Promotions and Netflix have announced that Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis, the one I was reading was the one from late last week, originally scheduled for Friday, November 14th at the Kaseya Center in Miami, Florida, will no longer be moving forward. Quote, our team has worked closely with all parties to navigate this situation responsibly, said Nakisa Bidarian, CEO of MVP. While we will not be moving forward with this event, our plan remains for Jake Paul to headline an event on Netflix in 2025. And that is what I'm hearing as well. They want him to fight in December. That is the hope. And they're actively looking for a opponent. More on that in a moment. Details regarding a new date, location, Jake's opponent, and additional bouts will be shared as soon as they are finalized. We thank Netflix, Kaseya Center, Seminole Hard Rock and Hotel and Casino for their partnership.
Sponsors began quietly pulling their deals. Netflix removed the promotional teasers it had already produced, and even Showtime, a network that had worked with Tank in the past, went completely silent.
He pulled up to Tootsie's and up a girl, dragged her through the parking lot, and in the face, and it's like, bro.
Okay.
Like,
wait, but how do you know that happened?
It's a lawsuit. Miami-Dade is coming. There's video, like everything, bro. He did this public. Like, you have to understand, this guy was sober.
The November 14th card in Miami, which was set to be Netflix's next big hit after Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson, has now been canceled. Tank didn't just lose a fight, he lost millions, with the event's purse reportedly over $20 million and Tank himself guaranteed an 8-figure payday. Now, all of that is gone.
The Jake Paul Tank Davis fight has officially been canceled. It is off. It is not happening on November 14th. It is not happening in 9 days' time in Miami on Netflix, and I don't think it's ever happening. So if you weren't a fan of this fight, I think you got your wish. Now,
while Gervonta's future remains uncertain, Jake Paul's team moved quickly. Reports confirm that MVP is already planning a new Netflix headliner for December, with potential replacements including Ryan Garcia, Nate Diaz, Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, and even Francis Ngannou.
Hey, Jake, pick up the phone, champ. I've been calling you. Pick up. Let's make the fight happen. Pick up the phone, man. Stop playing. Yeah.
Jake's business instincts have always been sharp, knowing how to turn controversy into promotion, but this time he's keeping his distance. We stand against violence. The show will go on, but not with Gervonta Davis, a Netflix spokesperson said, a statement that carried weight because when one of the world's most powerful media companies publicly cuts ties, it's not just about losing the next payday, it's about defending your reputation.
I was training for something like this. Obviously, smaller guy. How was this in the training aspect, Jake?
Yeah, just a lot of punching down, practicing, hitting below my knees, and a lot of speed.
He warming up.
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got
if
the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. You know, he laughing.
What are you talking about?
What
does he have to do with this?
Let anything. You know what I'm talking about. Let anything. Nah, I don't have to say it right now. Don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen. And I'ma show you and him. Bet.
It's shocking how quickly everything unraveled. Just a few months ago, Tank Davis was being celebrated as boxing's next big star. Despite a controversial win over Lamont Roach, his punching power, marketability, and ties to Floyd Mayweather once made him seem untouchable.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on?
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning. And you know, like, you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can, like, get disqualified for all that. Or, like, when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
He had crossover appeal, mainstream fame, hip-hop endorsements, celebrity fans, and massive social media buzz, making him the face of boxing's new generation. But this could be the knockout he can't come back from, because it's not about being beaten in the ring, it's about being rejected by an entire industry. What worries fans and insiders most is that this isn't just a PR disaster, it could turn criminal. While the civil lawsuit seeks damages, the allegations, aggravated assault, kidnapping, and intentional infliction of emotional distress could spark criminal charges if prosecutors decide to act. Since the alleged incident occurred in Florida, known for strict domestic violence laws, Tank's legal team is on high alert. So far, neither his lawyers nor Tank himself have commented, and his social media is silent. No training clips, interviews, or statements. For someone who built his brand on aggression, the silence is deafening, and the boxing world's reaction was immediate and sharply divided.
All right, so the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis fight has been canceled because of new charges that came up on Gervonta. You heard it here first. Hit the thumbs up on the video. Make sure you share the video. The fight is off as we know it right now. Stay tuned.
Some fighters voiced concern, saying Tank clearly needs help, while others, including Ryan Garcia, were much more direct and unreserved in their criticism.
I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older now or what, but I feel like Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of his interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due. I mean, it was crazy to hear that he said he got evicted out of a house or something like that.
Gervonta Davis entered 2025 with a 30-0-1 record and 28 knockouts, poised to be the face of the lightweight division and a once-in-a-generation puncher with Mayweather-like explosiveness. But over the years, his toughest opponent hasn't been another fighter, it's been himself.
We can debate the top fighter in the world pound for pound. We can do that. What we cannot do is debate who's the most exciting fighter, who's the biggest box office attraction in boxing. That would happen to be Gervonta Davis. We just got to accept it. I think that Frank Martin is a talented fighter. He'll make some things happen down the line in the future, but we'll never look at him the same after that destruction. Not to say that we won't respect him, but we'll never look at him the same because he got destroyed by Gervonta Davis. And that's no shame, that's no slouch, but damn, still in all, you get destroyed, you get destroyed. Gervonta Davis is the #1 box office attraction. Who I want to see him against next is Shakur Stevenson. I don't want to see him against Devin Haney because Devin Haney has proven to me that he's not a good punch taker. I want to see Gervonta Davis in the ring with somebody perceived as having enough power to put him on the canvas too. That's what I want to see.
Between court appearances, suspensions, and public scandals, his career has been more stop and go than any champion should endure, and this time a comeback may not be possible. When you're battling both the legal system and public opinion, winning a single fight won't make it right. So, where does Tank go from here? His future now hinges on 3 key factors. The outcome of the lawsuit, since an escalation could put his license on indefinite suspension, public redemption, because if he wants to fight again, he'll need to rebuild trust with fans and the boxing community, and promotion politics, as most major promoters avoid fighters who are under active legal investigation.
The exhibition match of Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis, what's your thoughts on that? Just overall, do you feel like Gervonta Davis is more checked out than being checked in boxing right now?
Sentí que Gervonta Davis está más desenganchado del boxeo que enganchado con el boxeo, considerando lo que aceptó con Jake Paul.
Sí, totalmente.
This situation highlights a question that has troubled boxing for decades. How much can the sport excuse for talent? From Mike Tyson's arrest to Floyd Mayweather's domestic violence cases, boxing has a history of protecting its biggest moneymakers. But now, with streaming platforms like Netflix in the mix, the game has changed. Netflix doesn't need Tank Davis. They have Jake Paul, Tyson, and Crawford. They don't want controversy, they want ratings and brand safety. For the first time in Tank's career, there may be no one left to rescue him.
If you're really not happy with Tank, first off, don't watch Tank. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You support it, then what you doing? You can't not support and support at the same time, right? So if you're a boxing purist, then this fight with Roach is really more for you. It's going to be more up your alley, you know? If you just like all entertainment, all fights, all hypes, all everything, then you're going to want to tune in to the Tank and Paul's show there, you know, because that's all for entertainment. What's it? For entertainment purposes only, right? It's just say like somewhere in the small print of the promotion. For entertainment, don't do this at home, kids. You know, fine.
Disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. For entertainment purposes only, you know. So, you know, it's money-making purposes only, you know. It is what it is, people.
It's heartbreaking because in the ring, Tank was extraordinary, with the speed, timing, and one-punch knockout power that reminded fans boxing still had magic. But outside the ring, he couldn't escape his own demons. Now, his career hangs in limbo, fights suspended, legal troubles mounting, and his public image in ruins. Whether the allegations are proven or not, the damage has already been done.
I don't think Tank cares about what it does for the sport. I think, and I get it, like I was very open and honest with my last fight and the things around it. Tried not to be before because I didn't want anyone to, you know, not be excited for what was a good fight on paper, definitely. But when you kind of lose that love for the craft and the discipline, and getting in the ring don't mean as much as it did when you was growing up and on the way up. I've kind of seen that in Tank. Now, he had a hard fight against Lamont Roach Jr. and that might have been a part of it. Like, wow, man, this is getting hard against fighters that I think I'm levels above, and turned out on the night that I wasn't. And not only that, with prize fighters, I hope, for the little people of the world, I hope Jake Paul gets absolutely starched by someone nearly half his size.
He's lost Netflix, the biggest payday of his life, and possibly his entire career. Gervonta Davis's story isn't over, but it's at a breaking point. The question now isn't whether he can fight again, it's whether he can rebuild what remains of his reputation. Right now, the boxing world isn't asking when Tank will step back in the ring, they're asking if he should. What do you think? Has Gervonta Davis thrown away everything he built? Or is there still a chance for redemption? Share your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more updates. I'll see you in the next video.